Good morning. Happy Friday. How's everybody doing? It's Ziggy No back with Sports Cards Daily live every weekday, normally around 8:30. Today is Friday, July 30th, 2021. Only one more day to the end of July. It's also heart of the National right now. So if you're in the Chicago area, you're the National. Today's a booming day. Friday, Saturday, Sunday will just be ramping up. It's only get crazier. I think Friday night's a big night for some of the parties. I know last night was a big night for trade nights. Been kind of following along, remotely, virtually, but super excited about what I've seen and heard coming out. We'll talk a little bit about some of the stuff coming in National. Talk about what's going on around the hobby. But let's start off by talking about the draft last night. Did anybody watch the NBA draft last night? I did catch some of it. I caught the beginning of it. And again, as I'm watching it, all I'm sitting there thinking to myself is how it's going to impact players in the market, right? Like, are the Pistons going to be good now? Probably not. Did you see the Westbrook trade last night? That's pretty interesting, right? They traded Westbrook from the Washington Wizards, I want to say Bullets, to the Lakers. So now the Lakers have AD, LeBron, and Westbrook. Wow, man, that's pretty big. I will say someone posted, I think they're now the overall favorite maybe next year, them or the Nets. And I'll say this, I still would take the field. I mean, as we saw this year, injuries are very important, and you never know what's going to happen in a season. But at the same time, as much as I think I'm not a big fan of these super teams, I like Westbrook. I'd like to see Westbrook get a ring. I really mean that. I'd really like to see Westbrook get a ring. I don't have any of his cards. I don't collect them. I'm not going to go buy his cards now. I could care less about his cards, but I like him as a player. I love his heart. I mean, you can say anything you want about him, but man, the guy plays 110% every play, every game, no matter where he plays. So super excited about that. That to me is interesting. But also, I'm sure there's going to be lots more free agent trades. And my point to this is that NBA basketball season has basically started. The play won't start till I think October 19th, but man, the wheeling and dealing and everything going on, it's pretty exciting. Good morning, guys. See a couple people in the stream this morning. Oh, wow, man. We will get into some of these chats in a moment. Thank you very much for being here. I'm not going to spend too much time on this Friday morning. Just going to hit on some news notes, and would love to get your feedback and your comments too. So let's go ahead, share the screen. Oh, I thought this was a first good article to start with. I saw this in Sports Collectors Daily, which I normally start with every day. This is on the Giannis first signed card surfaces at I think at the National. They talk about the National. Good article here. Here's the part that I really love. They talk about this and what was going on with the RTPs, or who they call them, but rookie signature plays, or I forget. I don't remember what it's called. But this card right here. First of all, look how young this man is right here. This is my favorite part, though, down here. He goes down here. Where is it? Where's the comment? Oh, right here. So, again, remember, Giannis was, I think, 19, 18 when he came and was doing these autographs, and he had to have an interpreter, right? So he says here, it handed along with some sage words. One day, this is going to be worth a lot of money, in referring to his autograph. And somebody responded, "Oh, buddy." I think that's just great. Now, my question is, how did Giannis know that? Like, we talk about a lot of time, these guys are signing. They don't really care about the autograph value. But Giannis back in 2013 goes, one day this is going to be worth a lot of money, man. I love that confidence. I really do. I've been hard on Giannis. I will admit that. I still think his cards are a little overpriced. But again, that's just my opinion. So you do what you do. I mean, they're actually at one of the lows, and I'm kind of surprised they continue to dip in some ways. But anyway, I'm a fan. I'm a fan of the player, and I'm more a fan of players than I am of teams anyway. So, Giannis, you definitely got my support. But a good article. I do recommend checking it out. Really good story here about his first card, and also ties in the National. On the National side, lots of more national news. We're just going to skim through some of these stories. Nothing special there on the auctions, right? eBay launches new price guide collection tracking feature for sports cards. This I thought was pretty interesting. Now, I'll be honest, I have not read into this, but they should have done this a long time ago. What does this mean for market movers and for Card Ladder? I mean, first of all, I'll just admit it's only going to be eBay data, right? And people can still complain with eBay data, but I think it's great. I think this is awesome. I also do think, I've said this before, there could be acquisition in that space. SGC at National and on-site subs at graders grinding away and back. So that's another one I talk about there. There's some announcements coming out there. Some great photo galleries, some great trade nights. They had some huge trade nights. I think there was two trade nights last night. Card Collector 2 and Blake Jameson. In fact, I saw a video. I might be able to pull it up, where they had two people talking about trade night, and somebody commented. He goes, "I felt like I'm watching the commentators for dodgeball." And it did have that feel. It was Jeff and somebody else. And they're talking about all the action and all the activity going on in the trade room. Rah, 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 rah. And it was just kind of funny. It was, a little satiric to say it reminds you of dodgeball. One thing I will say, in all these pictures and all these videos that I'm seeing, not seeing many people wear masks. Like, I even saw Brian Gray yesterday in an interview with Brody the Kid. And Brian wasn't wearing a mask. I know Brian's very, very concerned about the virus and stuff. And I don't want to be a naysayer. I mean, you're like, Ziggy, come on, you're kind of negative on a lot of other things. But, man, I'm really surprised on that. The virus and what's going on. Anybody remember that the virus is at the convention as well? I mean, there's grifters and there's big cards and there's collectors and investors. And you know who's walking around? COVID's walking around the show too. He's like, "Hey, man, I haven't seen that mantle. Hey, I never saw that, Luca." So just beware, be healthy, be safe, take care of everybody out there. So again, lots of great articles. I'm not going to read them to you, but I do encourage you to check out Sports Collectors Daily, get some of the grind. Some of my favorite things are some of the videos that have been coming out. So a few quick comments. I'm a huge fan of Pepino Man. He just makes some funny videos. There's a 5-second video. I'm trying to get into the dollar box. My favorite videos to date so far coming out have been Baseball Card Collector. Mike, he did a day 0, day 1, day 2, and I just like the stories he tells, the videos he's shooting, what he's sharing with you. Obviously, he's a collector. He's not here to invest. He even talks about 2 cards he got graded at PSA, but he gives a lot of great information in his videos. I really like it. I really do. Where I feel like, and then what I mean by that, he talks about the positive energy, he talks about the positive of the hobby. He's still pitching the great stuff about the hobby. But when I watch some of the other channels, it's like all they're telling me is, "Oh, all the money's here, man. Come here, man. You got to get in here. It's money." So I like his spin on it. It just is a more interesting spin. I did watch, did I watch this DAPS? No, I watched a different DAPS, which I just thought was interesting. I'll just leave it at that. Interesting. This was pretty interesting. I just mentioned this to you guys. Funko is dropping their NFTs next week. I'm not going to sit here and go on the NFT rant for very much, but this is interesting because Funko's doing it where you get the NFTs and you collect the NFTs or redeem them. You can actually get a physical Funko. That I think is actually pretty interesting, and those will be, I think, limited. So this will be Ninja Turtles, not something I'm really interested in, but I will be following this just to see how it's going to happen and what's going to go on. So thought I'd mention that to you. Business Jeremy does a phenomenal job breaking down this, talking about how you get a free pack. So I do recommend that. And Glorious P, I like his video here on Invest a Card Reaction. Another good video here from Powers. Best sports cities for the national convention. I think this is a great topic. Sadly, it's a non-point because from what I understand, they're locked into Chicago and AC for the next, I think, 4 or 5 years. So Orlando and Vegas would be great places, right? Beckett Live has continued to do these little conversations, which I really like, these interviews. I have not seen any interviews from Jeremy. I've seen Jeremy Sports Card Live in a lot of pictures and stuff like that, but I haven't seen any of his videos come out. Maybe I'm not paying attention to. I'll take a look at that. What else? Again, lots of national videos. Any others that stuck out to me that I wanted to bring to your attention? Some new ones that I have to catch up on. I think that's it. Baseball Card Collector has one that came out 9 hours ago. That's after trade night, which I thought was good. This is a trade night one I'm talking about. Watch this video here. So I'm going to pull this up here for a second. 3 hours long. We got it right here. Doesn't it look like these guys are at the dodgeball conference, right? They got their sports coats on, market movers, and their sports card investor shirt on. I think it's cool. And I mean that in a nice way. I do think it's fun. The excitement, the energy there. Jeff's team's put together some great videos. I mean, I've really enjoyed some of the content he's been bringing out. He bought the set. Big fan of that. I'm also a big fan of Luca Nation. I love what these guys have been doing. Andrew arrived early. I think Cage just arrived yesterday, so I'm looking forward to hearing about their updates. Again, a lot of people just seeing each other. You got Mojo here with Card Collector 2, Sports Card Talk Show. Just a lot of great collaboration. Those back pages, day 2. Can't wait to watch that video from those back pages. Wonder if we had a party in his suite last night. So really excited about the National. And I'll even say this again, if I was there, I wouldn't be buying cards anyway. I'd probably be doing the same things, meeting people, hanging out, partying, eating food. So I do wish I was there. Getting back drunk and finding the lotion. I can't even. I'm telling you guys, if you don't watch Pepino Man, the guy will crack you up. And he just loves to collect. I really, really enjoy Pepino Man. Okay. Let me get on to some serious news today. This was out. This was out in some of the Facebook groups about. I'll just pull this up for you. The gentleman was arrested basically for raffling off a car on Facebook groups and defrauding people of money. And that's the problem. Now, let me first of all say that raffling and gambling is illegal, especially private gambling and Facebook gambling. Most of us know that. I think you probably should know that. I don't believe that's what got the attention of this, right? What got the attention of this was this guy ran this event 3 times. Every time he made an excuse for why he wasn't giving the award. And then he said he was going to refund the money. And I don't think he did all the refunding. So he basically ran a scam, right? He never actually delivered. I'm not trying to justify razzing, but I don't want you to say, oh, all razzing's illegal. I know it's illegal, but the police aren't going to come in and bust every razz, right? For example, there's razzes going on Facebook for purses, right? For makeup. It's not just sports cards. But this should bring to your attention that if enough people complain about something happening, the authorities will get involved. Example, people who run grifting businesses like scam packs or repacks, right? Where you're selling a pack for $100 that has a $20 card in it. If enough people complain about that, that's going to percolate up, and they will come and get involved in that. All right. So I have mixed feelings on this. Another thing that really shocked me and disgusts me about this. Where is the part on this? The gentleman who's running this, and again, this is all on Facebook. You can check this out. They search his cell phone. They search his PayPal account. I want to see, where is it saying this? I believe this guy was an admin for one of the scammer groups, the anti-scammer groups. How do I get out of this now? Yeah, moderator of Sports Card Scammer Exposed, Ron Marion, charged with running illegal offline raffle. Faced up to 5 years in prison. And this is what blows my mind. I remember when this happened, I heard about the incident with the car, right, last year. And I heard that's why several people left Sports Card Scammers, or the Sports Card Scammers group, and they started a new one, right? But the fact, again, you have a person who was initially, very trusted, right? If you're the moderator of a group that's used to be a watch group, you've got a lot of trust in you. That's why this is really egregious, right? So again, think about this. If you're a breaker or a card guy and you're in a card business, and then you start adding repacks and you gain a lot of trust in the community, and then you find out you scam people, that's the real down and dirty. You know what I'm saying? Like, for example, look at me. I consider myself very, very trusted in the hobby. I could easily launch a repack product and sell out and then be a scammer, right? Because I have the trust, and people can abuse that trust. It's kind of like the Force and the Jedi, right? In the hobby, the Force is kind of your credibility, your reputation. And with that great Force, you can either go dark or light. You go dark side or fight on the good side. And, well, I'm going to go on the good side. That's why I am the way I am. That's why I talk about things I talk about. That's why I'm passionate about these things. I'm going to leave it at that. I don't want to go into too much about this, but I do want to bring it up. I think it's important that people are aware of this. Now, again, we'll see what happens. I mentioned a lot of other things going on out there. This took time. I want to point out that was over a year ago, that this incident took time before the police even got involved. Okay, so just beware. They are watching. Okay. Other news in Panini's world. Today is a huge release day for Panini. They're dropping Select Basketball and Select UFC. Select UFC is a brand new product. I assume that'll be pretty big at the booths at Nashville. I'm wondering if they're giving away anything free or doing anything there. It should be pretty cool. I'm not buying on either product. It's just not in my wheelhouse. And as I've said before, honestly, I haven't been buying anything new. And what I've sold, I've used that to buy into NFTs. NFTs have been where I've put my little play money where I want to enjoy NFTs. I'm still enjoying the NFT world. So we'll be interested to watch these, see these products, see their value. I will say one thing I noticed was Prism, I think, is coming in under 1,000. Not Prism. Select is coming in under 1,000, which I was surprised by. I think the market's already corrected. This is an example of market correction, because when Prism was released or pre-released, I want to say back in January, the first prices I saw were $3,000 a box. Now, I don't think many people bought that. I think it came down. But I think $2,000 was what the release price was for Prism basketball. And now it's around $1,100, $1,200, right? Conversely, if you think about in past years, Prism basketball started at a price and always went up. This is the first year that the retail price, the suggested retail price, the introductory price, I shouldn't say suggested retail, the market price when it was released has decreased on Prism since I've seen it in the hobby. And I've been around since 2016, 15. So I give me 15, 16, or maybe that's not true, but 16 with Simmons, yeah. Simmons Prism, I remember it went out and it definitely went up from there. It never went down. And I could be wrong, but I definitely know with the other ones, they always went up. So think about that. Select coming in at 1,000, I actually think it's a decent. Maybe I just think it's decent because I'm so used to being raped at 2,000. It's still not decent when I think about the fact that it used to be a couple $100 a box. Okay. But it's more decent. We're in the right direction of the correction. The correction is going the right way. And again, I'll continue to say we are correcting behavior. We are correcting behavior. Other things, I just got to say it, man. Just got to bring it up. Yeah, blockchain. They have packs still available out here in the NFT world. The NFT space is definitely heating up in Panini. And I say that because, first of all, I've seen a lot of negative Top Shot comments. People saying, I am to recommend getting out of Top Shot. Top Shot's on, Top Shot's failing. And I agree. Top Shot is failing. It's been on a decline. It's continued to decline. The best part about Top Shot is the community. There's some really good people in the community that I like, but they're so into the Kool-Aid, man. And maybe part of it, they're so financially invested in it. But my thought there is, we talk about a correction that we've seen in the sports cards. I think you're going to see a major, major crash in Top Shot, because I think eventually when a few of these whales wake up to the reality of there's other opportunities, they're going to move out of NBA Top Shot. And the only way you can move out of NBA Top Shot is to lowball your price. There's no offer buttons. There's no auction capability. So I think there's going to be some challenges in the future with Top Shot. Okay, real quickly, I want to bring you over to this. Just if you're interested, funko.com.blog, you can get all the information you need to know about Funko, which is really cool. Talks about the redemption policy, talks about how much the packs are, talks about the free drop they're going to do. They're going to do some free Funko NFTs next week. So check it out. But maybe don't check it out. It's up to you. Do what you want to do. What else did I want to hit on? Anything else here in the Instagram world that I wanted to bring your attention? I know they talked about some of the same stuff. They're talking about the National on here. Oh, this is cool. Allen Iverson, George, Alan Harrington, Canvas brand. Dude, this is damn cool. I don't know if you guys saw this. Real Sports did a video on this just this week about Viola. First of all, let me say Viola. The story of Viola, it's just a cool story. Harrington was saying, Al Harrington, basketball player, retired, said his grandmother had glaucoma. And he took his grandmother to smoke some marijuana, right? And his grandmother, here's the story. Al Harrington says his grandma took a hit. She blew it out. Took it in, blew it out through her nose. Took another hit, blew it out through her nose. And Harrington even says, he goes, I looked at my grandma like, Grandma, are you an OG? Because she didn't cough or anything. And then she took another hit. And he said, Grandma, I'm going to take that away for you. And Grandma apparently came back a few, I don't know, minutes, hours, whatever later, and Grandma is reading her book, reading her Bible, and crying. And Grandma, and this is emotionally, it affects me, man. I think this is a great story. His grandmother says, I haven't been able to read my Bible in years, and I can read my Bible. I've been healed by this weed. And I think that's amazing. So Al Harrington decides to create a company called Viola, named after his grandmother, and gets into the weed business. And since he's been in the weed business, he's been recruiting retired NBA players to invest money into Viola. And what they're doing is they are now franchising legal marijuana in different states and helping the Black community by finding Black owners and Black millionaires. And dude, I have to say, this is a phenomenal story. So I went a little too far off topic here, but it popped up on Instagram. I saw this on Real Sports. It's a phenomenal video, phenomenal story. It's awesome to see who's in it too. I mean, what's his name? Allen Iverson in this. In the video, they talk about, I guess at one point the NBA said that 200 of the 450 players were on marijuana policies or something like that, that marijuana is rampant in the NBA. One of the players, I forget who it was, I see his face, I can't remember his name, made a comment that he used to smoke marijuana before and after NBA games, which I just go back to say, it's clearly not a performance-enhancing drug. Right? I mean, anyway, I'm going off too much on the marijuana thing. I bring this up, I think, because, I think it's legal there in Chicago now, right? Here's Top Shot. Again, I don't know, a lot of fresh bells and whistles, but we'll see. There's a pack drop today. Yeah. Hold on. That's the finals pack drop. There's another pack drop coming tomorrow or something like that. Maybe it's today. I forget. There's another pack drop, I thought. Will I get into it? I don't know. I'm not buying any more moments, and I probably shouldn't buy any more packs. I mean, I really shouldn't. I'm conflicted. The collector in me likes it, but the logic, like my brain says, this is a train wreck. Let me see what else to talk about. I think that's the main things, guys. If you've heard of any good content out there, please let me know. I'm really excited to look for some of the videos tonight, and as we get into the weekend, I think it's gonna be crazy. I don't plan to be dropping any videos on tomorrow. I will be back live on Sunday night for Sports Cards Live. And open mic night, and hopefully we'll get some people from the National maybe to jump in the stream and chat about the National and tell us what's going on there too. So we will see. I am at my father's house for the weekend, hence the boring nothing in the background. So maybe we'll change that up a little bit this weekend. But I should have internet access. Have my sons over, so we're having a great summer weekend. Hope you guys are all doing well out there as well. Let's go into the chat and see what's going on. Man, first of all, thank you all for being here this morning. Really appreciate it. Goddamn, everyone. Hope all is well, everyone. I'm doing a $50 giveaway on my other channel. Good luck to everyone. Hey, absolutely, man. If you haven't checked it out, go over. Check it. Is that, I assume your name is your channel. If not, drop your channel name in the chat. Anybody can do that. If you want to promote your channel, I don't care. You can do that at my channel. I'm all about the community. Good morning, John. Now, if you have a channel that's like anti-Ziggy, go ahead, drop it in the chat. I want to check it out. DJ, great to be here, man. I appreciate your text messages too, by the way. I really appreciate your messages and reaching out, man. Rob, good to see you. Good morning. Four Leaf Cards, morning. Theodore, flippers are the virus. Sasha, I agree. I know what you're talking about. I agree. Then PSA is the variant. It's interesting. The PSA sold out at the National or whatever. Everybody is a flipper. That's true. Everybody flips a little bit. It's funny. Here's my favorite part where you hear these people like, they claim to be a collector and they're like, what'd you do with that card? Like one of the Top Shop people who swears that she's a power collector. She's like, well, I sold all my Top Shop moments just to pay my rent. I'm like, oh, okay. Is that a flipper? Mama got a squeeze box. Daddy never sleeps at night. Morning, Inglorious P. Love your videos, man. If you guys haven't followed his videos, check him out as well. Mike, Jeremy, HQ's been busy. Met him yesterday. It has. You know what? Maybe I have to check out his channel again. Maybe I'm missing something. But glad you met him yesterday. I do think Jeremy's a nice dude. He just doesn't like me. But anyway, it is what it is. Jeremy has a few videos on Instagram. That's what it is. You know, I do notice that. I think Lucas and those guys who Instagram. I'm not a big Instagram person. I mean, I use it for like posting pictures. I don't like the videos on there. It's hard for me to search the videos. It's just not, I don't know. It's not my media. I've gotten into Twitter a little more again. I'm not a big Twitter person. I'm able to stream on Twitter because this thing lets me dual cast now. Can I cast on to Instagram as well? Anybody know that? I probably can, right? Can I use StreamYard to do that though? I'll check out some of those videos from Jeremy then. The amount of national content is overwhelming. It is. And a lot of it is not, I don't know, it's just boring to me. Like walking through the video, just show me pictures of stuff. Well, that's okay. I like the conversations. I will say, here's a good one. Let me read this. 4 first round picks of the Rockets, the Magic had 2 round. By the way, Biden is going to lock down America by September. Not good at all. I don't know if he will. Because again, you have half the population been vaccinated, but and also we're I don't know. It's a political one. I won't go into that, but here's something I saw. There was a great video. I think it's on the network called Trove, Trove. And the gentleman is interviewing Ken Golden. And here's my thoughts. As he's interviewing Ken and Ken's talking about the hobby, and he starts telling you, I'd be buying this and I'd be buying that. What I would ask Ken is, Ken, so when you sold Golden Auction, did you take part of that money? You had to get something from it, and did you invest it into cards or did you put it away into some stocks and bonds? That's a question I'd like to ask, because my assumption is I don't think Ken, and I don't think many of these guys, with the exception of, say, Jeff Wilson, are actually buying cards. I think they're just buying into the platforms. Like, for example, DJ Ski was on that thing he showed today, talking about all the investments he's making into the card community. But those investments, as I keep saying, they're not into buying cards, right? And what I mean is, don't go buy a $1 million card and show it off because you're bragging. I'm saying go out and buy 20 Lucas Silvers because you care, because you believe the Lucas Silver market's strong, right? Or go buy, some of these more liquid, more readily accessible, like go buy Giannis so the prices go up, right? But you're not doing that, right? You're investing, in my opinion, into more platforms to just extract money from the hobby. So I would have asked Ken, hey, how much of your money have you been investing in cards? What's your personal PC look like? That's just me. Okay, where are we? Right here. Jeff, Sasha, Lifestyles of the Rich Collectors. Robin Leach, Sasha, I bought a LeBron. I don't know why. I did see that. It just is what it is, right? Great gift by Jeff. That was a cool gift. I did like that video. He had 2 people go out and try to find something. My only thoughts though was remember the video he did with the little kid down in Miami? I'm like, why didn't you give the kid in Miami a gift? The rich giving the rich gifts. This is kind of like, really? Like give it to a kid. That's just me probably. I understand. Like, for example, I will say this on a separate note. I've had people reach out and message me about wanting to send something to me or my boys. And I really, really appreciate that. And I'm not trying to ignore those messages. And I'll say this in the nicest way. I would much rather you make it charitable contribution or give that to a child, whatever that is, give that gift to a kid in the hobby, then give it to me. I don't need stuff. And I really, and I hope this doesn't come out the wrong way. I really appreciate my supporters, fans, or even call them, who send me messages. Hey, Ziggy, I'd like to send you something. That means the world to me. But it would mean more to me if you went to a kid and helped a kid in the hobby and said, hey, man, you ever check out Ziggy's channel? Check him out. Or, hey, Ziggy and I thought you'd have this. You don't even say Ziggy. Just give it to them, kid. That means more to me, honestly. It really does. So I appreciate it. But let's do stuff for the kids. That's why, again, the Mojo Sport thing yesterday, we was giving the repacks, man, that goes a long way to me. I mean that. I'm all about the positive part of the hobby. And the positive part of the hobby to me is the kids. Get the kids more involved. We are all collectors, investors, flippers, selling cards, and buy cards, PC flipping. Yep. The negative is probably worse. The only thing I will say is there are people who really don't sell. So there are a few people who aren't flippers, right? Like I know Eric from those back pages apparently just started selling, right? Just started selling. And I understand that. I can tell you back in 2015, 16, I didn't sell my first card, I think, until 2017. I had a massive collection. I couldn't sell anything. Everything was like, I had a little OCD in me. I just couldn't get rid of any of it. But I agree with you. We should be cautious of our judging, but we should be supportive of the community, right? So we should ask questions. Hey, why are you doing that? And when we see something good, we should applaud it. And when we see something bad, we should frown upon it. That's kind of the way I look at it, right? So I've always been a fan of the retail raiders. I defend the guys who go out and chase Target and Walmart, right? Because most times those are hardworking people who can't afford, right, to go out and spend money on hobby boxes. Or maybe they got kids they do it with, or maybe they just like the rush, or whatever reason it is. I applaud those people. And I've met a lot of great friends in retail that way. Everybody's a flipper. Agreed. The flippers are all going to trade cards with each other and walk out show a big success. Yeah, that's probably true. National comments, high fives, first bumps, and what's up? Let's gas and other juvenile exchanges are nauseating. Get off my lawn. Okay, Trigger. To each their own, right? To each their own. Just golden rule. Treat people the way you want to be treated. Not that who has the gold makes the rules. There's a one-on-one Nicholas Claxton optic that tons of people have been scammed with. Needs to get that person arrested. Really? I did not hear about this. That's terrible. That is terrible. Thing of purchasing a Manny Pachat. I won't even try to pronounce his name. Paki. I know how to say it. Cantor album baseball card. PSA. Cool. I have no idea about that card or value. I have no idea. Yes, it's sickening, but we all knew it's coming. I hear you. I like this conversation. Repacks are everywhere now. They're only going to be more and more of them. Because again, as the market declines, it's an easy way to pass off. Like you could buy, let's say I bought 5, Shays, and I think they're selling for 150. I think they're down like 110. So I spent 150 for them. I'm going to want to get that money back, right? So, and a great way to do it is a repack. That's what people are doing. Or else they're selling off trimmed. Another area is they're selling off cards they cracked. That came back PSA 7s, 8s. They don't want anymore. Crack them and resell them and repacks. And we all think it's great. The National is a big meet and greet. It is a big meet and greet. It is. I also have to think there's got to be a lot of money being exchanged. I have been buying stuff on eBay a lot cheaper than the guys. I would say eBay's still great. People talk about that. You can snag some great deals. Also, Star Stock's got some great deals, right? I've been selling some stuff with some great deals because I just want to get rid of it. ComC has some good deals. Everything's got some good deals. I haven't seen a lot. I guess what it comes down to is the content you choose to watch. If you're watching those guys, you're winning. I try to watch a little bit of everything. I even try to watch the content creators I don't agree with because I want to hear what they're saying. I want to see what their spins are. I also like to see who commingles in that community, right? I love the hobby and I love the intricacies. I like human behavior. Maybe that's what it is. Everyone else scoping cards and slabs online and folks trying to ride the wave of the National. Yep. I agree. And the National's giving some kick to people. Give me content like Ziggy. Don't need to see freaking card dudes. Thank you very much, man. I don't show a lot of cards on my channel. I try to just give you content. I try to give you the kind of daily news, the updates, my opinions. I want to hear from you, right? I want to, as Dr. Beckett says, I want to learn and help you learn. I don't want to tell you and just dictate. If that makes sense, right? I don't know everything. Got me back into cards. Nope. Pretense with Nolan. I like Elite 3. I really do too. He did get, I won't say he got back in the cards, but he got me into understand the value of grading. I mean, I was grading before him. Sasha, I have 20K cards, but live in my mom's house. Yeah. With that BGS 8.5 moment sale, what does that tell you about the actual importance of grades? Well, exactly. Now, a person would argue that it's a one of one. And I believe it was you, Dr., that brought up on Twitter the comment about the lack of COVID protection going on. I mean, again, I'm really surprised by it. Really, not that I'm saying, hey, they shut it down, but I think they should enforce masks, or at least I'm just surprised not more people are wearing them. Why do we idolize criminals? Why do we idolize criminals, my friend? Jeff Wilson's a straight propagandist. The guy has studio that pushes companies that are running the criminal organization to wake up. Okay, I haven't seen that yet. I agree he's a great propaganda. He definitely is a voice for the hobby, and he has a lot of influence in the hobby. We're going to have to agree to disagree right now on that one. I'm not a big Jeff huge fan. I'm just not. I haven't seen Jeff do the things that I've seen others do that I think are worse yet. I said yet there, which I didn't mean to say yet. Probably you often don't know what happened watching until you're halfway into it. Avoid most of the hip content producers. You know, actually where I can. I understand what you mean. I understand what you mean. Jeff is at the top of the pump and dumpsters. Joey Votto killing it. Bye. That was pretty interesting trade. That's another good point, right? The trades in baseball. Did you guys hear about did the Nats trade Scherzer and freaking Trey to the Dodgers? That's sick. Another reason for me to root against the Dodgers. I saw the Yankees are making some moves too, right? They picked up Joey Votto. And again, that's one of those things where, in my opinion, I don't chase cards like that. I don't know. I guess you could, but it's not my thing. 3D gold sold out in like 5 minutes. What is 3D sold? Old. Thank God for fast forward. Yep. 2x. Who is Jeff? They're referring to Jeff, who's the creator of Sports Card Investor. Trust no one in the hobby. Follow your own path. Well, let's say trust everyone a little, right? But they earn more from there, if that makes sense. And that you just should follow your own path and learn. Listen to people and make your own decisions. That's what life's all about. Ziggy, don't get me started on products being dropped. LCS selling the tops 21 complete set from us. Oh my gosh. I forgot those came out too. They came out yesterday, right? And I'll be honest, I don't think that's a really good set. I mean, it's not. It's like the rookies are pretty bad in it. And I like getting the complete sets. That's a bummer. Giants making a trade hopefully today. I do like the trade stuff. I do. I watch these videos about the hobby. I need an update from the market movers. Tell me the card has gone up. 72 wasn't 50 or 60 last year. Yeah, it was. It was about 50 or 60 last year. I think the premium boxes were like 80 or 90. The FBI is going to make arrestings at the National. Look forward to seeing. I don't think they will. I honestly don't think they'll make any arrests. I just don't think. Hey, it'd be interesting. It would definitely. You talk about market correction. That'd be market correction. That would. And let me just say that too. If a major person in the hobby got publicly arrested, that would be bad for the hobby. It really would be. All those TV channels talk about, oh, your collection's worth money. We'd be talking about your collection's not. Or, scammers. I don't know. We'll say, dang. You can't make an investment without it. Be funny to see Jeff taken away in handcuffs. It would be funny. It wouldn't. I'll be honest. It's not funny to see anybody taken away in handcuffs. Because I always think about, even the person's guilty. They have a family, they have a mother, a father. Someone's disappointed. Maybe a kid. That'd be sad. But I'm just going to say I don't think it's going to happen. It has to be something that's, Is there going to be an award show, content creators? Best flip. Funny you say that. Not that I know of. I do know Baseball Collector does do an award show every year for content creators. I think he does it in January, but that's just his awards. But that's a funny thing to say. Best fist bump of the show. That'd be good. Most bros or let's get it at the show, yeah? We need a content creator fist fight. That won't happen. Again, these guys are too smart. First of all, let me point this out. They're businessmen, which means they're there on expense accounts, paying for everything, and they also know they'd be sued, right? They're not going to get their businesses. They wouldn't let their businesses be lost. That's why they'll make threats, and they'd use their friends, but they wouldn't get into conflict. And again, I don't think Jeff gives a I don't think they care about. Well, I know Chris follows Jeff all the time, but I don't think Jeff cares about Chris. Fast forward whenever I see a meeting about to happen. Card Collector 2, aka Elliot Page versus Mojo. I didn't see that. Elliot Page. I turned over so much evidence the IRS and FBI have on my part. I understand, but remember, it takes some time. Man, did I miss something? We have a lot of comments on a Friday. I like this. Where am I? Oh, where we are. Okay, here we are. I'm going to move forward. Hello, sport FBI agents. Just show me high-end cards and give me the feel of the hobby. Jeff is Eric Estrada trying to sell you land in Washington. Guys trying. Interesting. I think it's funny how much hate Jeff takes, man. And I think there's another thing that it is what it is. I think you wanted an edition of One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest with a lovely white background. Oh, I can see that. I had some other ideas for backgrounds. This morning I woke up a little late and I went to my dad's office and I got a spot where it's all white wall. I didn't want to have some of his stuff in the background. I'll give you kind of a snapshot here. Look at his office, a little messy over here. He's got, first of all, you're going to see that he's got this, is that Kerry? We're in the DC area. My father's a lawyer. And he's a picture of, I think it was Senator Kerry. So you're going to say my father's a Democrat. He's actually not, but he's not a Republican either. He's just kind of apolitical like I am. But anyway, that's some background stuff. Topps 3D sold out in like 2 minutes. I didn't hear about that. That's pretty cool. That's amazing. National does see Topps. I just miss their drops all the time. National does not seem to be a liquidation event I'm watching. I agree. Sasha had to leave the show because his mom told him to come clean his room. Case cards. Somebody is buying every time somebody is selling. That's very true. Very good point. Mojo seems like KW, a good dude. I just can't stand his hip vibe and his horrible hat wearing. He needs Dom tips from. Yeah, I know what you mean. He has that kind of young style, but I do like, hey man, he made a lot to me when he gave kids cards to the kids. I also, be honest, I didn't like him at first because I like Mojo Breaks, and it kind of felt like Mojo Sport. I thought he was Mojo Breaks at one point. I didn't know that he was separate, but again, that's his own thing. Again, big fan now. Siggy is the straw that stirs the drink. Thank you, man. Thank you. I like to stir maybe I do it too much. Card is sick. Agree, Trigger. I think Mojo's a nice dude. Yep. Bro, let's get it. Cool show tonight, Extreme Cards. You're right. I'll check that out. They do a great show on Friday nights. Also, check out Dakota on Sports Card Anonymous. Big fan of his show. He does the chillin' on Friday nights. That's why I normally don't do stuff on Fridays. There's so much good content on a Friday nights. I try not to do content on when I know there's other people doing good content. If that makes sense? Because I'm probably watching their content. Is it selling or more trading? Curious. I don't know. I think it's a little bit of both. But I definitely think there's money I think money's happening. I'm a small scale collecting, more specific. It's a 3 trading, buying and selling. Malibu's most wanted. Jamie Kennedy. I feel like watching him. Good call, Zig. Thank you. Jeff Wilson is phony as a $3 bill. From what I've seen, the dealers are selling below comps. I've heard that too, Larry. Baseball card collectors have been very good about that. They're negotiating. There's room. You're right. They're selling below comps, which I think is great. I'm wondering how many of them are going over to the Card Ladder booth and recording the transactions so we can see the updates in Card Ladder. Clout chasing is important. Everyone has a great day and stay safe, my friends. Got to go punch the clock, fellas. Hey, man, take care of yourself, buddy. Really appreciate your support. And again, I'll just say this. We don't have to agree to be friends and to share each other and help each other in the community on everything. So I really do appreciate you give a great insight. And I appreciate everybody's perspective. Hope Jeremy stops telling people he's a collector. He's a dealer first and foremost. I agree with you on that. I agree with you. Jeremy is more of a dealer. He does have his own PC, but I've heard that as well. Everybody's a flipper. When you die, you flip cards for those who don't want them. Jeremy's a good dude. Known him for 15 years. He's pretty quiet, but presence over the years. Now he has his own show. Made him a new hobby icon. It's funny. I can agree with you on that. When I first met him last year, I was really excited about his channel. I liked him. I used to help him a lot. And then what I mean by that is I used to promote his show on my show. I used to tell people about his show. I used to help him get guests For example, he even says this in his video, I'm the one who got him in touch with Jeff. So Jeff Wilson was on a show, which is one of his biggest shows. And then somewhere around January, he decided to not like me anymore. He listens to Chris and Josh, speaks to them on a regular basis, and never spoke to me live and listened to my side of the story, and he doesn't like me. And it's sad because I'll say if I was at the show, I'd want to go talk to Jeremy. I'd want to go have a conversation with him. I don't know if it'd go anywhere, but I'd want to try. It is what it is. I love losing bids on ProStain and PWC to a guy with an 11. I just really wanted to show locally. I do too. More shows locally. Watch Bobby on Because I'm Carlos. He's honest and smart, good content. I absolutely agree, dude. Big fan of Bobby and Carlos, and they are live tonight as well. Another one. So you got Dakota, you got Because I'm Carlos, and someone else to talk about. So there's a lot of live content tonight. That'll be interesting to watch. 11 is better than 0. That's true. The next Valley Ford show is October. If you're into the vintage, I might try to make it up there just to network with people because I know I think Andy would be at that one from Sports Card Investigator, maybe some other people. I also am thinking about maybe trying to make it up. Isn't there a show on Long Island later in August? I don't know if I'll make that one, though, but I'd like to try to get up there. Comic repacks at least have chase books. I have no idea about that. I have no idea. I'm wondering why they don't repack food. Like, why don't you just go to McDonald's, you get some burgers, right, and you come back and repack them? And you could have a chance to win a Big Mac, or you just might get a burger. Before the spot cards boom, does anyone know what National Treasures boxes were selling for? Before the sports card boom, I can tell you they're selling for. So, for example, in 2017, the suggested retail price went from $500 to $750 for National Treasures. Okay. For example, back in those days, Flawless suggested retail price used to be, I think, $1,200 to $1,500 a box for Flawless. And then you had, I think in 2018, again, maybe it was around 1,000. I'm trying to think what year did they start the Dutch auctions. But again, those boxes, the suggested retail prices for National Treasures football, basketball used to be under $1,000, easily under $1,000, easily before the boom. And again, it kind of shows you what they should be. Now, that's an argument. So, well, should they? Because the value of collectibles is gone. I'm not going to argue that, but just let you know, that's what they used to be. And I remember at that time, people thought that was disgusting. Because again, to spend $1,000 on a box, I remember the first box the boys and I bought back in, I think, 2017 for $1,000 was a Flawless basketball box. We bought it on Leighton Sports Cards. And looking back, I remember watching the break. I thought it sucked. I mean, looking back now, we probably sold $1,000 of cards in today's market value that would be worth a lot more. But and then we did I think we split a box of Eminence basketball. That was a couple grand. This is back in the day. Back in the day. Those days are over. Information, good or bad, is valuable. That's true because it's just contact that you can data, you can consume and correlate. Who got the guys into this? Jabs, another one that I've heard about. Durango, agree, Brett. I draw the line and people annoy me. Not big on wasting time. Timmy says, guess it's more of a quality over quality life. I agree. I'm moving through a little fast here, guys. In my opinion, 8 teams want Scherzer getting a top prospect table, but 1 good prospect and 2 deeper prospects aren't even with Turner's value. Did they make the trade? I didn't see what happened. I'll just catch up on SportsCenter this morning. I like Jabs. Really like his flea market and card shop bids. Our time valuable. The bad content. It's funny. I've heard good and bad about Jabs, so I don't follow them. I think the Nationals a few weeks later they might have canceled it due to the variant. I agree with you on that. I say that because I'm in cybersecurity, and there's a big cybersecurity conference next week in Las Vegas that looks like it's not going to be canceled, but it's getting scaled back. People are going virtual. Not many people are going to it. And then there's some other work conferences I've got looking at in August that look like they might get canceled in August and October now. So I can see that happening. Everyone is partying here in Chicago, just observing it all. That's awesome, man. I hope it's a good time. I hope really do. I'm in the Bay Area. I'm hoping for Trevor's story. That'd be cool. I can understand if you're a fan. The National would be fun, but they really too many used car salesmen in it now. The herd will then thin it out eventually. The correction will thin it out. Did I miss that? Leave us Trevor's story. Give you $50 million. I like that. Thin it out quicker, please. It's gonna take time, man. Like I said, I know like the National. I've been in the National. So I'm like, oh, the hobby's back. It's back. I don't think it's back. I think we've gotten fundamentally we're better core, but I still believe we're going to have stragglers we're going to lose throughout the rest of the year because there's just too much product. There's too much product being printed. I talked about yesterday select retail basketball. There's just too much. There's too much of it, man. I did a call just because I believe the folks hanging inside the hours, no masking, running Bob Gibson card contest on Twitter and trying to influence positive behavior. Yeah, I agree, man. I'm just really surprised about it. Like I said, when I saw Brian Gray not wearing a mask, because I remember listening to Brian Gray. I think he was like isolated for a year before he went to the Dallas card show, and he said he's being masked up. So I'm surprised he's not masked up there. I'll bet you get, wow. Really, for Trevor? No one will get arrested. Government isn't. They're watching if you don't have the agents watching security videos and undercover agents doing deals. Nurse Ratchet. Jeff tells everyone to buy Lamar and Kyler. Hey, you know, it's funny. Another thing I noticed on the video, he did a video where he was dropping off the gold. I think it was the gold Herbert, right, to get graded. And I want to say he made a comment, and I don't want to be mean to you, Jeff, but I think you said you paid $7,000 for that card and we're getting it graded. But if I recall correctly, Daps bought that card for $10,000, and then an hour later, he sold it to you for $11,000. Am I right? Wrong? I don't remember. Do you guys remember that? I think that's what happened, though. I don't like recommending football players to anybody. I just don't. I think football is the most volatile sport in the hobby. And for example, look back at was it Goff, Wentz, and Dak Prescott's rookie year, right? Goff and Wentz were 1 and 2 overall. Dak was like late round. Those are the 3 quarterbacks in that league. They had outrageous prices on their prisms and rookies and NT RPAs. Today, I wouldn't want any of them. Even Dak's card, I would not want. There's absolutely no way Dak's going to ever have the value that they have in his card. At best case, he retires a lifetime Cowboy, but he's not going to win multiple championships. I mean, he'll be struggling to get one. But again, you'll see that in every rookie class. Look at Wentz and Winston. I mean, Winston and Mariota, right? 1 and 2. Valueless now. Very, very few football player quarterbacks hold value. I suspect Kyler Murray will be the same way. I wouldn't touch Kyler Murray at all. And I wouldn't touch Lamar Jackson at all. Like if I had them in the day, like that's why I will say when I go after a football class, I'll buy into it while it's fresh, and then I sell it that year. I don't hold it for years going, oh, it's going to go up. It's Patrick Mahomes. He's going to be Brady. Nope. Most when they get busted, they arrested at home and other businesses. It's true because that's where they know where you are. It's an easier place to serve a warrant. Wonder how many just trying to cash out. I think a lot of people are trying to cash out. I've been trying to cash out. I've been selling my cards for months. I'm not trying to I'm not telling you what I'm selling. I'm not pumping it up, but I've been selling cards for a while, right? Jeremy is conceited know-it-all. He's very arrogant sometimes, I think, and opinionated. There was a big trade show last night. Yeah, there was 2 of them, 2 big ones, right? What is he conceding? Chris Sowell, the GOAT. I agree. Has anybody seen Chris? I like Chris. Chris is a great guy. Big fan of Chris. Andy Warhol, 5 minutes of fame. Now it's 5 minutes content fame. Jeremy's big nose is fitting because he's the biggest clown. Well, let's not be rude. I shouldn't have read that. Jeremy's Jeremy, right? Like I said, even Chris and Josh that I don't like, I just wish you would change your behavior and be more open and out front. I don't think you should be throwing rocks and making fun of people giving picks when you give picks yourself, right? Just own who you are. Be honest, dude. There's a UK show Saturday. I'm going to miss it. COVID rates are still a bit high for me to risk it. Hey, John, thanks for sharing that with us. That's glad to hear there are shows like that going on over there. I'd be curious to hear about that. If you hear of any other videos, John, that other people take of that, let me know, man. I'd love to see it and watch it. My dad's also... Is Jeff Wilson and Sasha going to swap tongue today? Hold market movers said Westbrook cards are trending up. I see 15K NT box breaks with about $400 of cards. I do agree with you on that. That's what I'm saying, man. NT can be brutal. Good morning, Ziggy and Hobby Fam. Good morning, Tom. Thanks for having you. Good morning, Tom, right? How are this fine Friday morning, James? Modern basketball slabs are going to dumb. Pop counts going up daily. Haha. Good morning, Larry. I like the chat. Gypsy Queen ripped today. Can't complain. Per Color Blast. Profit by Daps. Was it the Color Blast? Maybe that's what it was. Maybe it wasn't the maybe I'm wrong. You're right. It was a color blast he bought from him. He bought I thought he bought that Kaboom card from somebody else. All good. NSA is my day job. So you've been listening to everything I do. All staged. Nice. I've been itching to open some wax myself in months. Pull some sweet hits. I do like that. That's what I'll say. I really like the Panini NFTs because I can open a pack. I can sit in the car on my phone, open a pack. I don't have to have sleeves or anything. I can put it away. Like that's why I bought a whole bunch of those base packs. Because I just open a pack anytime I want to. It's like you got an addiction. Oh man, I need a pack. I need a pack. You just get my phone, open a pack. And it's $10 pack. For the sizzle on Jeff last night, I'd buy Montana. So you saw the Montana comment yesterday. Again, I just thought that was interesting about the auto pen. Kyle Murray, I wouldn't touch. Little guys take a lot of hits. I agree. And speed disintegrates fast. Like Father Time, the first thing he takes away from you is your speed. Right? And that's why some of the greater athletes who had speed, they learned to do other things. Their skill can compensate with a loss of speed, but speed. Father Time takes that quickly. Mentioned that you thought they had a band. It's also pleasant surprise to catch Larry and not Abby. Agreed. Brett, some of the stage really turns me off. Stage, you have too many tools in the hobby. It just comes. I agree with you. I can agree with you on that. I don't like that. They shut my YouTube account down. That sucks, dude. For what? I had to back it up before the interview was over. Really? I'm going to check that out. Base cards are about to become worthless. Invest in colored or numbered. I saw your video there on the gem rate thing. They won't become completely worthless, but I do think their worth will be less than the value of grading them. Like I think they'll go under 30, and you're not going to want to spend 30 or 50 or $100 to grade them anymore. So there'll be this that's a graded base card will keep that value of the graded piece. I think so. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't think they'll go to dollars, but I think they'll stay in the $20 to $30 to $40, $50 space. I opened my Mega Mix box. Wasn't a winner, but that's part of the chase. I have no idea what a Mega Mix box is, but it sounds bad. I had to flash my badge. Where's Ben Simmons going? I'm thinking boy, if they send him Minnesota, that's where players go to die. I'm sorry. I just feel like, I mean, KT, they've had, look at Culver. They've had some great picks, and the players there just die. That's a terrible place. I feel bad, man. Saying base is going to be worthless, so it's accurate in my opinion because all base and supply and demand. Yeah, I agree. It's not completely accurate, but I think Ben Simmons is going back to school to retake the shooting 101 class at LSU. Yeah, he should have played in the NCAA tournament. Oh, he didn't make it. So Westbrook to Lakers confirmed. Do we know? Yes, it is confirmed. I think that was confirmed last night in the draft because I believe the Wizards used the first round pick. That was the Lakers last night. So I'm pretty sure that was confirmed. I think low end base room up. Franco will be going plummet. Interesting comments. I brought base Luka courtside rookie. Low pop should hold and grow. Could be. I mean, I think Luka's different. I also think Luka has a different market space. So I like Luka. I'm a Luka fan. Yes, Westbrook is on Lakers. Thanks. Okay, guys. It's been a good chat. We actually go longer than I normally go. I thought this would be a quick morning, but I do enjoy listening to your comments and interacting and hearing from you guys. So I think it's awesome. Oh, here's a good one. Yeah, Kuzma's done. By the way, I know the IRS and all over the national. That's pretty cool if they are. That's pretty cool. Kuzma cards are done. Yeah, again, I agree. That poor guy. I'm also myself. What do you think like Josh Hart and LaMelo Ball are thinking? Like, you guys kept him and you traded me? So we'll see. Does anyone build sets anymore? I build NFT sets. Somehow the Dodgers traded for Scherzer and Turner and Westbrook. I love the select Luka stuff, Brett, especially the silvers. I would say I'm going to like the select blue Luka base cards this year. I find it fun, part of the hobby. Guess I'm old. How many people mad at Simon Biles, but she speculated on her card? I'm not mad about her. I feel for her. I mean, I feel for her. I also feel that I just feel for her. Let me see. Somebody turned down a $3 million offer on a card. Thanks, Zig. Honest dude. Cheers from Australia. Brett, thank you very much. Thanks for all your good content. Thank you, Robert. Guys, have a great day. Have a great weekend too, man. Spend some time with your family. Kiss and hug the people you love. Rip a box with your kids if you can. do something kind, pay it forward, man. I know sometimes I feel like my channel's too negative, and I'm really not as negative as I come across. I really consider myself an optimist and positive person, and I love this hobby, and I love the people in it, and I really love your support. So thank you very much for being here, guys. Have a great weekend.